When I first met this woman, I saw Rose and I latched on to her. I told her, baby, I don't want to marry. I just want to be your man. Rose told me.
I told him if he wasn't a mankind, and move out the way so the mankind could find me.
That's what she told me. You're in my way, you're blocking the view, move out the way so I can find me a husband.
Hi everybody, I'm Tim Estiloz with the Spiel on Entertainment, and I'm here with actors Russell Hornsby and Jovan Adepo, who star in the new film Fences along with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis, and the movie is based on the Tony Award-winning Broadway play. First of all, this film was amazing. I just really, truly enjoyed it. Congratulations on it.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
You know, the film is very, very intense and very emotional. Now, the both of you are coming at this film from two different angles. You had been at the play on Broadway.
Yes.
This is your first film.
Yes,
what
sir.
was it like for each of you approaching this project?
You know, it was really about finding a deeper truth this time around. You know, I think for any actor, when you do a play on stage, oftentimes when you're doing work with such rich material, there's always things that you miss, you know. And so when you finished a production, you go, oh, wow, I just figured that out, I just discovered that. So it was an opportunity to re-examine the play and re-examine the character and the role and just dig a little deeper into who Lyons is and his relationship with his father and understanding his father more.
Corey just trying to fill out your shoes.
I don't want him to be like me. I want him to get as far away from my life as he possibly can get. You're the only decent thing ever happened to me, Rose.
Jovan, for you, what was it like for you to approach this being sort of the newcomer to the set in terms of people having been part of the Broadway production?
Well, I knew I was going to be up for quite an experience, but I mean, it was a blessing just to be able to sit back and watch them try to adjust, or not try, but they actually adjust their work for the stage to a completely different medium, being on film.
How come you ain't never liked me?
What law is there say I got to like you? A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son. Now don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you.
I think Denzel definitely wanted me to find my own way to represent the character. He didn't want me to try to, you know, mimic what Courtney B. Vance did or Chris Chalk did in the 2010 version of Fences. He just wanted to see Jovan's interpretation. And he was very much adamant of just me watching them and just, I mean, it was like a master class getting to watch all of my castmates work.
Where Corey? I want him to help me with this fence.
He got recruited by a college football team.
It ain't gonna get him nowhere.
If he be like you in the sports, he gonna be all right. Ain't but two men ever played baseball good as you.
And what did it ever get me? I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
This is your first major film, so what a great opportunity to work with such great actors, but also be directed by Denzel Washington. Tell me what that was like for you as a young actor.
It was amazing. I mean, he's, you know, one of my heroes, so just getting the opportunity to learn from him was something that, you know, I'll never forget, and that can never be taken away from me. I mean, even early on in the audition process, when it was time for me to audition with him, just understanding that I was gonna have that, you know, 15, 20 minutes, whatever, you know, how long the session was, I was gonna have that moment of time to get to work with one of the, you know, the legendary actors was something that was amazing. So being able to film and spend, you know, 3 weeks in rehearsals with him and Viola and the rest of the cast was just, as icing on the cake, and the entire experience was just awesome.
Rose, I got something to tell you. I don't know how to tell you this.
Why, Tori? Why?
You ought to know it's time.
I don't want to know, damn it!
What you ever given me?
Your feet, them bones that pumping hard.
You never done nothing but hold me back, afraid I was gonna be better than you.
Well, what I find interesting about the two of you being a part of this film is that you both play the sons of Denzel Washington's character. And it's a very, very tense, very, one might say almost dysfunctional kind of relationship that the three of you have. So were you two able to collaborate in terms of you lending perhaps some insight into how to play the character and you to learn vice versa from Russell?
I don't think, you know, it was how to play the character. I think it was just about each of our approaches to the character and then our approaches to the scene. You know, one of the last few days of shooting was the opportunity when we have our last scene. Everything sort of came into full view, and Denzel gave me the note to take care of your little brother. And once he said that, it illuminated everything about my character and my relationship to Corey, or Lyons' relationship to Corey, but also his relationship to his father, or lack thereof, and having an ability and a willingness to let go aspects of the dysfunction and what you didn't get from your father, and just now pour all your energy into him so we can break that cycle of dysfunction, you know, and so he can now move forward and be the man that we weren't, and find and accept who he is.
It's not easy for me to admit that I've been standing in the same place for 18 years.
Well, I've been standing with you. I got a life too. Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about my life? What about me?
Jovan, what was it about this sort of relationship that resonated with you, perhaps, certainly as an actor, but perhaps even on a personal level as well?
I think that Corey, or the relationship that Corey and Lyons had with his father, is something that every young man, you know, who has some sort of relationship with his father will encounter, and that's just trying to figure out how to come into your own as a young man, but also try to do what you can to make your father proud. I mean, I think there's a legacy that is involved in this situation, especially on the athletic level for Corey, and just as a young man growing up and trying to, you know, find his bearings. You know, he wants to find a common ground with Troy, and, you know, respect his wishes as, you know, as he raises him, but at the same time, he wants to become his own man, and I think I can definitely relate to that, and, you know, Russell can as well.
Everything that boy do, he do for you.
What was amazing about this film, for me, was the intimacy that you brought to the role.
Yes.
I mean, it's one thing to see it on the big Broadway stage, but you've got this big screen, and yet you were able to bring an intensity and an intimacy to your characters. It's pretty much, you know, mid-level shots,
Yes.
close-ups, and so forth. So what kind of challenge or difficulty in terms of approaching that, capturing that intimacy, was it for you?
Well, I think that all we had to do, or all I had to do, was bring the truth to the moment, and let the words do the work. Because, you know, there is a challenge in communicating with such truth and with such delicate issues with somebody who's right there in front of you. When you're looking at somebody directly in their eyes, right across from you, and you're saying such challenging things, everything else just takes over once you allow yourself, once you bring the truth to bear. And so that created allowed us to go to a deeper level, allowed me to investigate and excavate all these different emotions that Lyons felt that I didn't experience on stage. And it affected me to my core, because you do realize how close you are, how close I am to this character, and that level of need that we have to be accepted and to be loved, and the desire to be embraced by your father. And just to hear those words, I love you, if it's only just once. And all of that came to bear when we're in those moments, those intimate moments, whether it be in the backyard or whether it be in the house. All that comes to bear because of that intimacy.
Well, you both did an amazing job with this film. Clearly, Denzel and Viola as well. I think this is going to be just a great film, and you're going to do well at Oscar time. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We've been talking with Russell Hornsby and Jovan Adepo about their new film, Fences, based on the Tony Award-winning play. This is coming to a theater near you. Be sure to watch out for it, as well as watch out for it at Oscar time. I'm Tim Estiloz with the Spiel on Entertainment.
Some people build fences to keep people out, and other people build fences to keep people in.